Hey guys, Potato Meg Whiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Astroneer. Now, this is actually going to be the last episode of this for now. And so, to kind of say goodbye to the game, we're gonna dig a giant hole and explore, because that's more or less the last thing I'd wanted to do. So I'm gonna run off here a little bit, making sure that I place some tethers with me. I have filled my backpack with tethers so that we can dig a giant hole and see where it goes. So I'm just going to pick a place and kind of start going diagonally and hopefully get a good effect. And we're just going to keep going until we get somewhere cool. Let me zoom in here a little bit. I want to be able to run out. Now that's important. I need to make it a little less steep. Yeah, and I'm just going to talk about the game a little bit and give my final sort of thoughts. Oh, I should be doing this. Because that's important to place the tethers so that we have a continuous thing. Huh. Okay, we found that's not what we were hoping to have happen. So let's see if we can get this to come up to us. Okay. So, giant hole achieved, and let's keep going. Oh. Tether. So kind of down where we were before, but this time we're just digging. We're not exploring the caves. We're just going to be digging. So let's make another sort of more, make a gentler slope again, and stick a tether here. Yeah, and I'm just gonna maybe talk about my thoughts on the game. You can probably hear birds chirping in the background, which just part and parcel of where I live. Birds chirping every now and again. Alright, I live pretty close to some trees and some woods and stuff, so there's no option for me to avoid that. Okay, keep digging. I think I really enjoy this game, and I think I'm going to leave a positive review and give it all a thumbs up in every sector. I like the way the game is designed. I like the way it plays. I really like that they went for a sort of minimalist UI effect. I don't have an inventory screen. I just have a backpack with stuff on it. I really like that. I think it's cool. I think it limits the design of the game in certain ways, but I think it also sort of elevates and enhances the design in other ways. It like everything, I feel like there's a trade-off for doing it, but there's also a huge advantage in doing it. That's not what I had hoped to do. You get back on my back. So, talking about the future of this game on the channel, I think we will be coming back to this, probably in, maybe a couple of months when there's a few more updates. I tend to have a bad habit of when I get an early access game, I play it to death and then kind of ruin it for myself, and then I never go back to it. So I'm kind of actively making an effort not to do this with this particular game. So I'm not gonna uninstall it, but I will definitely be avoiding playing it until the next couple updates come out, and I can kind of get another fresh perspective on it, and then talk about how it's changed since the last time I played it. And I'd also, I'm also tempted to think about doing maybe some co-op gameplay. Maybe I'll find someone who's also interested in this game, play it with them. So there's a few options here that I'd like to explore. I think though, more or less for the foreseeable future, this series is done for. Like I said, now it's not done forever. I will be coming back to this game in the future. At least that's the dream, that's the hope. I can't 100% promise this, because I don't know how things are going to be in a couple months when I thought I was going to be coming back, and then suddenly the situation is different and things have changed. Maybe the game has gone downhill and it's been abandoned. Who knows? I don't think that's going to happen, but I can't say for certainty 100%, but I will say that it is my intention to do this, come back to this game. Maybe you will find this particularly interesting, but I think it's pretty fun to just dig a really, really big hole. How far we've come already. And stick that there. Yeah, this is going to be most of the episode, just to see what's down here. I mean, we could screw around and glitch ourselves through the world. I mean, that's an option. We can do that. I think there's already like dozens of channels doing that, like showing glitches and stuff. So I just wanted to give my personal thoughts on the game, whether I think it's good, and what I think we can expect from it. I think the game is definitely good. I definitely think the game is worth the money. I paid €20 for this game, and I feel like I got every euro is worth, because it was just a really high quality fun experience. And I'm also really looking forward to getting even more out of this game later on when it's been updated more, because this is an early access game, so keep that in mind. It's going to be, updated and changed, and there's going to be new content and all sorts of stuff. Like the stuff that's in here, this is like, I don't know if it's pre-alpha, but I think it's like alpha. I don't know though. I'm not too up and educated on the game. Usually I kind of go out of my way to learn everything about a game and know everything before I even go in and play it. And I kind of made a conscious effort not to do that for this game. I'm kind of trying to, I'm trying new stuff to see if I can make it more interesting for myself. And I think it definitely did help in some respects. I enjoyed the game a lot just by sort of restricting my own behavior from looking at the wiki. Like, I didn't actually look at the wiki until I was like, I want to say like 4 or 5 hours into the game. And usually I would just be like alt-tabbing constantly during a game to look things up, figure out how to do them. But for this game I kind of took a more exploratory vibe. And I think if you were going to play the game, you should do the same thing. I think you should avoid looking up things on the wiki. I mean, if you want to do that, go right ahead. But if you want to, I feel like if you really want to enjoy the experience the way it was sort of developed and intended to be enjoyed, you've probably already ruined it for yourself by watching gameplay footage. But I would recommend just like playing and exploring and seeing what you can pull off without going to wikis or more videos and stuff like that. I mean, there's probably a lot of people out there who all they will ever do with this game is watch it, because it's a fun game to watch, especially if it's multiplayer. I watched a multiplayer video the other day, and it was really interesting seeing two people just threw it around, and that was pretty cool. I think there could be a lot of fun potential in there. I would like to see, here's what I would like to see from the game. I would like to see sort of more problems and solutions. Like, for example, a zombie in Minecraft or whatever is a problem, and the solution is you kill it. And that's what I'm talking about, like more things that you interact with directly that offer challenges to the player. Stuff like, maybe base monsters, who knows. Maybe there's, the dust storm. The dust storm is like a good example. The dust storm comes, it ruins you, you have to stay inside. Well, maybe you could build a biodome or something, and now dust storms aren't a problem if you're inside the biodome. So you can still operate your base, and so on and so forth. That sort of stuff. I just want, more content, basically. That's all I want from this game. I think this is like potentially, I wouldn't say it's like game of the year for me, but I'd say it's like one of my favorite games I've played this year. One of my favorite new games I've played this year. The aesthetic of the sort of cartoony polygons, it kind of reminds me of Minecraft in that it's aesthetically very robust. It doesn't remind me of Minecraft because it looks like Minecraft. It reminds me of Minecraft because it has the same sort of feels similar. It has the same vibe. It's putting down and I'm picking it up and I'm liking it, more or less. Hey guys, sorry about that. Had to put a little cut in there. Got a phone call. It's the holiday season. Well, holiday season. It's almost New Year's, so people interrupting is not unexpected. And I don't exactly remember what my train of thought was. I think I was talking about what I would like to see from the game in the future, and I think it boils down to basically just more stuff to do, more content, more things, more challenges for the player to overcome. And here's the thing: I didn't even hit all the game's content yet, and I got like a solid 4 or 5 hours of gameplay out of this. Now it's going to be reduced obviously when it gets onto YouTube, but I got like 4 or 5 solid hours of gameplay out of this, and it's only alpha or pre-early access or whatever stage of development it's at. So I think that speaks volumes as to the quality of the experience that we're going to be getting going forward when the game gets updated. But that's more or less all I really want from the game. Oh, well, actually, another thing is I would like to see performance optimizations. I think the game performs like reasonably, but I would really, really like to see, a little bit better performance. Stuff like higher frame rates, less lag, less input lag, and stuff like that. I haven't really noticed too much input lag, but it does happen occasionally with a little bit of frame stuttering. But just in general, some performance updates would be really welcome in my opinion. Now, I read somewhere that they wanted to implement hunger. I don't remember where I read that. Basically, they wanted to put hunger in, and I think that might actually be a mistake for the game because I think the game it already has a hunger mechanic in Oxygen. I feel like that would just be like I talked about the adding more content, and that would certainly, yes, that would be adding more content. But is that content or is that just like fiddly junk for players to be annoyed by? I think there's a difference there. If they want to take the game in a more survival direction, then I think they're going to have to change a few things about the game. Right now, it feels much more of an exploratory game, like an exploration game, and I think that's the game's strongest point. And I think to take that in a survival direction might be a bit of a mistake. I think having like undertones of survival is perfectly fine, and having themes of survival, with the power and the oxygen management, that's fine. But I think maybe if you take it too strongly in that direction, it might actually harm the experience. But again, I'm optimistic. The developers have delivered something wonderful, and sort of trusting that they'll continue to deliver something great. Now, I mean, I've had that trust in developers before, and it's been shattered. But I have a good feeling about this one. But don't take my word for it. If you're not an early access buyer, I would avoid it for now. If you're not the sort of person who is perfectly happy, buying early access and kind of getting burnt later on when the game doesn't turn out to be the way you want it to be, I would avoid this. But if you're the kind of person like me who, I can drop $20 or €20 or £20 on an early access game and then be perfectly happy with the experience I get because I knew what I was getting when I went into it. And I definitely think if you're looking for sort of an exploratory kind of building survival game, a little bit of survival elements, where you can basically dig a giant hole, and we're gonna walk out of this hole once I'm finished digging it, by the way. I definitely recommend this game. I recommend this game if you're okay with early access, if you're okay with the games not turning out the way you want them. Even though I personally have a bias against early access, I'm not a huge fan of the early access model. Even though I still occasionally I kind of indulge in early access. I do try to avoid early access because I don't think it's always the choice, and I feel like it has become the default choice. And sometimes I feel like I ruin the game for myself if I get into a game when it's in early access, because like I'll buy a game and I'll experience all the content, and then I'll never revisit the game even though it's been like updated and stuff. And if it's a multiplayer game, by the time like it's released, you go to play it and there's like only the best people who've been playing for years left. And that just doesn't, vibe with me too well. I'm not a fan of that. Kind of bothers me actually a little bit that happens. So I tend to typically avoid early access games if I can and try to play only fully released games. But, realistically, you kind of are limited because of things like that. I don't know, maybe I'm ranting a little bit. We're almost out of tethers, actually. Am I? Yeah, I'm out of tethers. So, that's it. That's as deep as this hole is going, so let's run out. I think it's, if you think this is interesting, if you think just digging a hole to the center of the earth, and I didn't even get all the way to the center. You can go way, way deeper than that. I think you can even tunnel, like, a hole all the way through the world and then jump down it and come out the other side. Like, there's crazy stuff you can do. Go look up videos on this game. You're interested in it. A lot of really cool content out there for this, and I definitely recommend it, like, in comparison to all the other sort of early access games and games like this. I think there was No Man's Sky was kind of like this. This is like a better No Man's Sky in my opinion. It just does everything No Man's Sky set out to do better, and it's in early access, and you can refund it, and it's cheaper. Unbelievable how good this game is for an early access game. And I know I'm kind of going against my own beliefs by recommending an early access game, but this one is just so good that I have to. I think it's a wonderful game. I think it's aesthetically beautiful. I haven't even talked about the graphics much. Like, I've been running out of this hole for so long. And this is what the game has to offer. Now, obviously that comes with a few caveats that I talked about. You know, the performance, there are performance issues when you play in a world too long. There's just performance issues in general with stuttering. There's a few little quirks with the controls. And it's early access, so that's a caveat in of itself. You know, you could be buying into something that doesn't turn out to be what you bought later on. But here's where I'm coming from. As the game stands right now, in my opinion, it was worth the €20 that I paid. I think it was a wonderful, fun little game, a great game, and I'm really looking forward to coming back to it. I'm really, really hoping that the developers don't screw it up, and I hope they make the right decisions and develop the game in the sort of direction that helps it become successful. That's what I'm hoping for. I really wish these developers the best. I hope they pull it off, because I think they've got something truly wonderful here. Now, I'm hoping to sign off on that thought there, but there's still like so much of this hole left, which is unbelievable. Like, I've been running for legitimately like a minute here to climb out of this hole. And that's it. I'll just kind of fill the time here. I actually cannot believe how far this hole has gone. There's the pink. I think we're nearing the top of the hole now, because I remember this bit of pink way, way, way back. Yep, we're almost there. A little bit of jumping should get us through. Like, how deep is that? That's incredibly, incredibly deep. Oh my goodness. Name a game that you can do what I just did in, and I'll call you a liar. That's been Astroneer, guys. I hope you enjoyed this game. Let me know what your thoughts are on the game, on the series even. Would you like me to come back to this game, or would you like me to even continue this series? Even if you want me to continue, I think I won't be continuing. At least not for, no, a couple of update cycles. Maybe a little bit more content comes out. I didn't quite do all the content, but I did most of it. So let me know what your thoughts are on that. Now, as always, make sure if you want to directly support the channel that you leave a like on the video. Does actually directly support and help the channel. And if you want to get notifications, make sure you subscribe, and you will get notifications when new videos come out. But that's it for me. I want to thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye bye for now.